Jessica and my husband,
Tyler.
And you have a YouTube channel.
It's called Tyler Travels TV. Guess what we do on there?
We travel with Tyler on TV.
Travel on TV.
It's on YouTube.
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Tyler Travel Tube is what I should have called it.
Dang it! That would have been way better.
Ruined. Can't change it now.
Anyway.
What's up with this new background?
Oh, good call. This is Tyler's background. But we just filmed a video on his channel about Try the World, which we used to do. I'm trying to sit Indian style.
Here at the new studios. This is my studio. Jessica has her own studio.
And it's on that wall.
It's over down the street. It's
in our apartment. What are you talking about?
One room. We flipped the camera.
So smart. Anyway, we just filmed a Try the World video on his channel where it's a traveling food box. But we used to do it on mine, but now we do. It makes more sense on your channel. So if you're interested in that, we can link that up there or down below or both.
Maybe some people go that way.
Honestly, I'm so like ginger snaps were a part of it. It was a holiday box, and I can't stop eating. I've had like 10 in like 5 minutes. I can't stop.
That's not enough.
Don't look at how many are left. I really did eat a lot while you were out of the room.
If you hear any, by the way, if you hear any cries, that's Pinocchio. He's
in his cage chilling because he's been playing with us and running around all day. But now he's like supposed to be relaxing, and he's like, I can't relax.
He can hear us in here, so he's.
But he's too crazy. He jumps on us, and he's so cute, but it doesn't work for videos. We'll show him. We'll show him at some point. Yeah. Anyway, so I just asked on Instagram, and I'm not sure how soon I'll get this up, but just tonight I asked on my Instagram. I posted a little photo of us, and I asked what questions you guys have for us because we've never done a video since we've been married together.
Yeah, the last one was a year or more ago.
Oh my gosh! Well, we did the boyfriend tag when you were still my boyfriend. And some of my students watched it and they were like, you saw that. And Tyler, you had like a big, thick beard because it was winter.
It's coming back. Hey, if I'm out there 12 hours a day chopping trees down, I'm going to need a beard.
That is not.
All right. I sit in a cubicle. Not the point. I need the beard for protection against the elements.
That's right. Whatever you say. Anyway, so we've got a lot of questions here to answer and I'm so excited. So a lot of them are repeats, so some of them I might kind of paraphrase because it was like 10 people that asked around the same question. So one big question was, how did he propose? And, you know, questions about the proposal, about the wedding, you know, what we would have changed. We've done quite a few videos. We have the actual video of him proposing, like the actual one where he asked it. I'll link that below and above, like I keep saying. It's in the cards, if you know what that is. It's a little eye above. But we'll also link it below. It's like right there. Area. I hope we're dead on. That'd be cool. Anyway, I'm like about to cry even talking about it. But it was at this resort that was really, really cool, not far from here, called the West Baden Springs Resort. And it has lots of history. And actually, you just did like a documentary style video, travel video about it.
Yeah, we should link that below too.
It's so awesome. See, like I'm proud of you for that video. It was a lot of work and it looks amazing. It looks really professional. So that'll be linked too. But the original video, the proposal, we can link. And the video, you did a really cool video of our wedding. So it's literally got like everything. It's got, you know, the ceremony and the reception. And it's kind of spliced. You did a really good job.
Just a little bit, kind of a little bit of everything of that day,
And like getting ready and just everything. It was so, I love it so much.
A lot of montages. It's a long day.
It's like an 80s
24 hours into 30 minutes is what we had to do. So a lot of montages.
But it's awesome. So if you're interested, if you've got questions about any of that stuff, watch those first. And then if you still have questions, you can ask us below. But I think a lot of those questions are answered in those videos. So, and we really haven't talked about it much. I haven't talked about it much on my channel.
Like since we've been married.
You and I really don't know that we have.
We've just been so busy. We do
our own separate, So anyway, we don't do videos together often, but here's one. So, all right, so another question that's more specific. A lot of people are asking about having kids. Tyler, you want to answer this one?
I think, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, assuming the both of us, but I think we will have kids. I think as of right now, we've only been married 6 months. I think we want...
Is it even that long?
No, not even.
July, August, September, October, November, 5. Okay,
we've been married 5 months. But I think at this point, we kind of want to spend some time together.
Yeah.
You know, maybe for a year or so, and then we can talk about having kids. Until I'm in the middle of switching careers right now, so there's a lot on our plate right now where we're kind of, you know, figuring stuff out. But I think in a year or so, we'll probably start talking about having kids. You can get 14.
Butterflies.
Just 14, not too many.
14 kids?
14.
That sounds a little low.
26. We'll name each one with a letter of the alphabet.
I'm one of 6, so like I just feel like it's natural to have a lot of kids in the family. And I was talking to my dad the other day, and he said something like, you know, of course, a million people ask us about having kids, which it is what it is. But it kind of comes with the what? It kind of comes with the territory of being married. But he said something like, my parents were in their 60s, and they were having everyone over, and he said, if we hadn't had kids when we did, we would, we'd be at this point in our lives with no one to invite over, and no, other than maybe friends, but no one to invite over, and no grandkids running around the house, and and they've got a ton of grandkids. It's like your grandfather, who passed away a couple years ago. They had
12 kids.
12 kids. So within those 12 kids, he's got like literally hundreds of grandchildren and great
70 some grandchildren, and then 30, 40 some great grandchildren. Now.
It's crazy.
And it's continuously growing. And I love it because he didn't know anybody's name. I mean, how could he be expected to remember?
So many, yeah.
And he was always like, hey guy, how you doing? Good to see you, bud. I'm like, you have no idea who I am. You might know him a Braun, but you don't know anything.
Right. Nah. Well, he knows everyone's a Braun. He looks around and says, this is mine.
This is mine. This is 2 people made these 400 people.
See, what a cool thing. Anyway, so we talk about kids more than you would ever think, but we're just waiting a little bit.
We're very thoughtful people. We don't do anything well, we do. We're such an odd couple because we always do things.
The odd couple.
We are because we do things like impulsively. Like, we'll see something off the side of the road and be like, hey, let's go see there's some weird roller coaster off the side of the road. Let's go. And we'll do it.
Dangerous. Sounds awesome.
Let's do it. But then we're very thoughtful people, and it's not something that we take lightly. We don't want to just, we're married, let's start having kids. We want to
make sure we've got like almost like not a nest egg, but kind of,
Yeah.
Because right now we live in an apartment, and a lot of people ask, kind of to switch gears, a lot of people asked about what happened to Simba. If you watched me when I had the pug Simba, he's still alive. I lived with my parents then, and I thought I made that clear in a couple of videos, but I guess I didn't. Because it's kind of a long story, but my arc was, when I graduated high school, I moved to Chicago for 2.5 years to go to school there in Chicago for musical theater. Then there's a lot of heartache and a lot of other things that happened there, but I moved back home and went to school here, lived with my parents for a while, went to school for teaching. Then I moved out for a couple years, continued to go to school for teaching. Then my senior year when I was student teaching, and you literally can't have another job when you're student teaching. It's like your job, but you're not getting paid. In fact, you're paying for it.
Yeah,
what a ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Anyway, so you're doing the job of a teacher, kind of, but you're not getting paid. So that year I lived with my parents, and that's when I filmed. That's kind of really about when I started my channel. Might have been right before, but
I think you were.
I was still babysitting. I was nannying for a family.
Okay, so you hadn't started student teaching yet, but it was right in that same time period, yeah.
So I did that.
You guys watched her very first video? We were watching it a couple weeks ago. We were like, let's look at your very first video, and you were doing it on your iPhone, just like sitting on the floor, and we were like, oh. Or I was like,
but it was only like 2. All right.
But I love her because she was so ballsy. She just was like, I'm gonna start doing this, and I was like, all right, great, and you just started doing it. Now you have 200,000 subscribers. That's incredible. But you just with your iPhone sitting next to your bed on the floor, just started talking about makeup, and here you are, just a couple years later. Look at you. Isn't she amazing?
Yeah, I need like little windshield wipers for my eyes. You make me cry. It's been quite a journey, but it's been awesome.
So several people have asked, when you first saw each other, did you know he or she was the one? And the answer to that is obviously. And I remember we were rolling into rehearsals for Aladdin, which is how we met. I played Aladdin and she played Jasmine. And I was rolling in, I thought I was all cool and whatnot. I had my baseball cap on sideways, and I was like,
no, it was straight.
It was straight on. But I'm like, oh yeah, I've made it. I've done dinner theater in Indianapolis, so I pretty much made it as an actor. I'm pretty much the greatest actor there ever was. I'm pretty cool. And then this lady walks in, and I'm going, hi, I'm Tyler. Nice to meet you. And I was such a nerd, but she was so pretty, and I couldn't help myself.
Right,
and then she started singing, and I was like, I'm gonna marry that lady. I'm gonna marry that lady, and then I did. Going back even further, the very first time we ever talked, there's this website that I don't even know if it's still around, but it was for Indiana actors, to find jobs, to find, all this, if a cast was announced, they would announce all the whole cast list.
It was IndianaAuditions.com.
Yeah, Joe Urban, man, the dude was the man. I loved him.
He started it. He's awesome.
He was the best. He's just the nicest guy. But this website, I contacted you. I don't even remember what the forum was. It was like a message board, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I contacted you and I said, hey, hi, my name is Tyler, and I'm a teenager who does theater in Indiana, and I think we would be friends.
You were like 13 and I was 17. Keep in mind, I'm about 3 years older than him.
She
You didn't
was
know that.
way too cool to be hanging out with.
And at the time, yeah, I was 17 and I was like...
Yeah,
I'm
like, I think you're so talented and you're so great and I think we would be great friends. And then she's like, thanks for the compliments, but I'm way older than you.
I did not say any of that. I'm sure I was like, thanks, bye. Like, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're like, thanks, bye.
Like, I didn't know, like, what do I say? So we met a couple times between that moment.
Very briefly.
Yeah, very briefly, like seeing shows. Because when you're in theater in Indianapolis, it's a very
and like
small...
I would know the guy, I would know the person sitting next to her, but I didn't know her.
Yeah, so we just kept brushing past each other in weird ways. So I knew who he was. I'm assuming you knew who I was. I don't know, but anyway. So then finally, we were both casting Aladdin together, and so I remember standing on the stage, and you know, I'm like talking to one of my best friends, Sam. And we were going through lines and stuff, whatever, kind of joking around. And I see him come in super late to the first rehearsal. And I was like, what? He was a bad boy. He was so cute, though. He had like his baseball cap on. And I was like, shallow Jesse was like, he's cute. But then you came up and I started talking to you. And we realized like we had a lot in common other than just theater. And then I remember the first thing I ever said to you, though, we were like, just plopped on stage and we were starting blocking right away. And so we're reading our lines and trying to move on stage and take notes. And once we had like a break for a few minutes, we were both standing on stage together. And I remember saying something. I had eaten a yogurt that day. And I said, which is ironic now because I'm lactose intolerant. But then I didn't know that I was. So I was eating a yogurt and I said to him, sorry, I've got dairy breath. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. And you were like, and I was like, oh man, dairy breath's the worst.
And I was like, yeah. I'm sure I had like little hearts flying out of my eyes and ears. Dead.
Dead? Dead hearts? Who's dead?
No, I dead. Wait.
You dead?
Me dead.
Who's dead?
We're dead.
Who's on first?
A lot of people ask me about our bucket list. Like, what are things we want to do? I know, let's just pick one. Maybe like one place we want to travel to on our bucket list.
Oh my gosh, this is hard.
While you think, I'll say mine. Mine is going to Indonesia, specifically Bali, because if you've read Eat, Pray, Love, which is a really famous book, that's one of the 3 places she goes to. I figure we'll go to Italy at some point. What's the other place? India, I hope so. But the one that I'm like, I really, really want to go there, because it mixes like pleasure and love with spirituality and love. So it's just a really cool, from what I've heard, a really
Bali's
cool place.
Incredible.
Yeah, and I remember doing like a really long in college, a really long report, and I mean like 30, 40 pages report about Bali and like the geography. It was a geography class, the geography and how they. Why did I have to write a report that long to get an elementary education degree? I don't know, but anyway.
Doesn't matter.
I learned a lot about it. I know a ridiculous amount about it, so I'm dying to see the terraced rice paddies in person and all that good stuff. What is on your bucket list? Travel bucket list.
My travel bucket list.
I'm sure it's long.
It's a million pages long.
But like, what's?
I guess Norway. Only because that's where my family lineage is from, is Norway.
Mine's Ireland.
Yeah,
Murphy.
yeah. And I mean, I hope that we get to go to both. And before we go, like if we know we're going to Norway next year, you know, spend the time trying to track the family line, and same with your family if you go to Ireland, so we can see the sites where we came from, because it's such an amazing feeling, even if it's 10 generations removed, knowing
this is my family.
This is like, my family's.
We have similar blood.
Yeah, I actually have a chest that's from my great grandfather. No, just great grandfather. But he actually brought it over on the boat to the United States from Norway. His name was Thor Thorson.
I still can't believe that.
Thor.
We actually have an excuse to name our kid Thor.
I want to name my child Thor.
Because like it's actually a family name. It's not like we're just being kind of, like it's a real name in our family. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But I guess that was a very Norwegian thing, like Thor Thorson. My grandfather's name was Paulie.
So another question is, what is something both of you guys didn't expect from YouTube? Expect to gain or lose? I've never been, if you hear jingling, we let Pinocchio out. He's
back here chewing on the bone.
I think one thing that maybe you guys don't realize about YouTube is that it's like it's nothing. And what I mean is, and that sounds terrible, I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's as if the things you're putting out there, it's fake. You can't touch it. And so when you send it out into society, it's intangible, that's a great word. when you send it out into Cyberland, you know, people respond and you can comment back but it still doesn't feel real. So like, yes, I've got 200,000 something subscribers. That's amazing. It makes me tear up, like it makes me emotional, but it's not something I can feel. So, you know, that girl that recently put a thing on YouTube about quitting social media, and more power to her, just about the facade and what's behind it when it comes to social media, YouTube, Instagram, etc. Honestly, all that's true. I mean, that's not really a secret. I hope that doesn't feel like it's a secret I've kept from you guys, because you guys, I tell you guys everything. But I think the reality is that it's all very fake. And I don't mean the people are fake, although maybe. But what I mean is that it just doesn't feel real. So yes, I've got that many people watching my videos, but it doesn't feel that way. Like, I go to work every single day. I come home, I've got my puppy to deal with and a handsome husband and, you know, family and friends, but nothing really changes. It's just that I also film videos and put them up. It's not like I'm, you know, for me, maybe it's just different because for us, we're not going to like big events where people would go see us, or, you know, like I think of YouTubers I watch that they go to these huge events, and so to them, they're like, wow, it does feel like a weird level of fame, but for me, it doesn't at all. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just another thing that I do during the day, like, or throughout my week, really.
Yeah.
I guess, so what I did, for me, what I didn't expect is that, you know, when I started this, I thought, wow, you know, I'll connect with a lot of people. But yes, I've connected with people, and I really have made some friends here on YouTube, but none that are like people I'm hanging out with, or that I, you know, text or talk to regularly. So it's just, I love it, but it's just different than you would think. So we're gonna cut it off there because there are a million questions. We're gonna do part 2 of these questions on his channel. So we're just gonna upload them hopefully on the same day, yeah? So that should be uploaded as well. We will link that below. So if you're wanting to watch more, because there are a lot more.
Oh my gosh,
the next half,
and
yeah,
good questions too. Like,
that's just what kills me. We're not gonna be able to answer
journalists over here.
I know, it's so awesome. Anyway, so the other half we'll do on his channel.
And be sure and subscribe when you're over on my channel. Tyler Travels TV, subscribe.
I mean, you guys, it's shameless. I know some people are like, oh my gosh.
I can't believe they asked me to subscribe to this channel.
She's so biased. I'm like, of course I'm biased. It's my hubby.
I'm married.
Anyway, but I mean, the reality is, if you're not interested in travel or me, then no, there would be no reason for you to. But it'd be the same like if someone sees me on your channel, if they're not interested in makeup, then they wouldn't subscribe to me. That's fine. But in case you are, head on over to his channel. We'll link that below as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.